Okay, so let's just all join our hearts together, and whomever you're more comfortable praying to and acknowledging, you do that. And I pretty much like everybody. So, because it's really one source of goodness and all kind of helping streams. And if they're 100% light, I'm not turning anybody down. So, Heavenly Father, Heavenly Mother, all our angels, all our guides, all the saints, all the gurus, and all the helping spirits that are desiring to help us today, we acknowledge your presence. And we are grateful to have these healing streams of energy. And I want to acknowledge Totme, who was the high priest of Atlantis when it was submerged. Thank you for giving me the additional piece today to make this more powerful and something that people can take home with them forever and ever and use it. Thank you, Divine Mother, Divine Father, Jesus Christ. And my friends from all the dimensions, amen, amen. Okay. So, the first thing we're going to do is just tap and get into balance. Just hold on. Tap and get into balance. So, if you don't know EFT, it doesn't matter. Just follow along with me and do what I do. So we just tap right here for self-sabotage and say, come into balance. Top of the head, come into balance. Beginning of the eyebrow, balance, 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 balance. And take a deep breath in and out. So we're setting the intent that all will receive some kind of healing. And healing has so much to do with the intent that you have. So we're just putting that out there, but Totme came to me last night and gave me an exercise that's really going to help us be more in the oneness for one another. Because I was trained by Gary Craig in EFT, and actually I was his darling pet for a while. He used to send out articles for me like almost every week. And he talked about borrowing the benefits. Those of you who were in EFT, you know about borrowing the benefits, where when you heart connect with whoever is being worked on, then you get the benefit as well. And it's just like magic. And that's one of the things we're going to be doing today. So I want to talk a little bit about Totme and what he told me, and we're going to do some preliminary, and then we're going to do the exercise that he told me. So if you've been with me a while, you know that I've been talking about the mysterious cave that I was taken to in 2001, and I was given a mission to do concerning that cave, and I dropped the ball. I let someone else authority over me prevent me from doing the mission, which has just made me so not allowing that to ever happen again. I think it's part of why I stayed single so many years, because any man that was going to try to override me in my soul's journey or my calling, well, they're just not going to do. Anyway, this mysterious cave had etchings on the wall, and I was taken out of my body high in the mountains. I believe it was Peru, and it was another world. It was like a stargate, a portal to all worlds. And that's what Spirit whispered to me then. And I could feel the walls. They were this shiny surface, not from this planet. Etchings, it's a depository for all kind of ancient civilizations, star beings, even elementals to come and leave. It's like a library of information about healing, about technology, about things I haven't even unlocked yet. And a few months ago, I had a vision. I was taken back to that cave and I met someone there, and he said his name was Totme, Thotme, father of Thoth the Atlantean, which, if you know, I've written 2 books about Thoth the Atlantean, the Emerald Tablets, and a study edition of that. So, Totme told me about the Atlantis crystal, that it was a gateway, the main crystal in Atlantis. The main crystal was missing, like the capstone, and that it needed people to believe and to have their energy, and all the little particles started coming from all over the world. I had a class on that, and so many people came. So I was so happy to see Totme last night, who said, by the way, I was his wife back then. So he was pretty good too. Really kind and loving and masculine and all those wonderful things. And of course, very spiritual. Anyway, last night he said this to me. He said, you're going to use that power because of all the believers have restored this power of this crystal that powered the other crystals in Atlantis. And you're going to heart connect. Everyone is going to send love into that crystal. Imagine it's in the middle of us, and it's going to amplify that love and send it back out to us, which will make any healing more profound. And you, so many of you are healers. You can use this technique before you work with somebody or before you work on yourself. It's simply going to make it more effective, which I love. Now, today I'm going to be doing something called stacking, which I learned about in Star Magic facilitator training. I'm not certified to teach Star Magic, but I did learn some things that I can use. And stacking, well, we've all been doing it kind of. It means you take one technique and combine it with another and another. And it's just like this wonderful smorgasbord of techniques. So let us move on to doing a meditation, because I want to do some releasing work with you before we do the Atlantis crystal meditation. Why do I want to do work ahead of time with you? Because the love in your heart that you put into that crystal is going to be more potent, more purified as you have these other exercises. So I want to do a meditation, and this I've been doing a while, and I learned it from Sri Yukteswar, who was the guru of Yogananda. And I was in love with Sri Yukteswar for a while. He's such a powerful entity. Yes, he's on the other side. He's actually on another planet helping souls evolve there. So everybody, close your eyes and take some deep breaths. Take a deep breath in and release it. Take another deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth, and just smile. Take another deep breath in through the nose and just sigh it out, like, feel the tension releasing from your body when you sigh. Yes, yes, yes. And relax. And now imagine that your crown is opening and the white light of Holy Spirit is coming into your crown and going all the way down the central channel. And then it's coming back up and lodging in your heart. And then imagine the three colors of Holy Spirit light are all twisted together and they make a stream of light that's very magnetic. And it appears black in color. That's what happens when you mix the three primary colors. And the crown opens again, and this stream of blackness of the void, magnetic, Holy Spirit light streams through your cranial cavity all the way down, just picking up little debris that doesn't belong there, down to the perineum. Sigh that out. Whew. And then back up to your heart. And now the most powerful light of all, the clear light of Holy Spirit, enters your crown. And clear light becomes holy water when it enters the body. And it expands, it cleanses, it makes even more holy. And it just slowly works its way down your cranial cavity into the central channel, all the way out, down the perineum. And then it comes back into your heart. And now your heart is just so full of love. And you think of people that you love, pets that you love. And every time you have a thought of someone you love, the love just grows and grows and grows until your heart can hardly contain it anymore. And it shoots back out the central channel, straight through the pineal gland, and it streams out in 13 branches. The first one goes directly to the God star, Ophiuchus, the forgotten constellation. Some of us feel forgotten. And the other 12 branch out to all the other 12 zodiac signs. And you're sending this energy of praise and pardon to all those beings, and they're receiving it, and they're so delighted to be contacted with your pure heart love. They're just attaching all kinds of healing energy streams to your frequencies, technologies, things that will incubate within your heart. And they send them back down into one stream through the pineal gland, which kind of sparkles and explodes with delight, and moving down the central channel into your heart. And your heart expands even further with this joy and this wonderfulness. And now your heart can barely contain it, and it streams back out of your heart, down the central channel, out the perineum, down into the very heart of Mother Gaia. And it begins to stream out to the underground water, to the minerals, to the precious stones, to the inner earth people, to the roots of the plants, even to the molten lava. And it becomes so magnetic in the power of what is available for you, the things that you've been missing, the forgotten inner earth, just like the forgotten God star. And it magnetizes that with healing properties and loving energies, and it sends it into one stream straight to the heart of Mother Gaia, up through the perineum, through the central channel, and back to your heart. And now your heart is just beating. Love, 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 love. Ah, yes. Now you are fully connected with heaven and earth, and we are ready to continue. Now, this is the beginning of the class, so I want to get a sense of where you are, or help you get a sense of where you are in your physical body, in your emotional body. We're going to do a little exercise taught to me by one of my teachers. I call it the magic flashlight exercise. What I want you to do is draw. Can you see that stick figure? If it takes you more than 30 seconds, you're trying too hard. Just draw a stick figure that's your avatar. It represents you. That's all you have to do. Draw the stick figure. And I'm going to put my little magic flashlight all in your body, and you're going to be looking for any sense of discomfort, tightness, or pain. And you're going to mark it on your little stick figure, wherever it is. You know, maybe it's here, maybe it's here, maybe it's in your, who knows, wherever it is, and the intensity that you're feeling. So you're going to be in meditation, but you're kind of coming in and out. Now, why am I doing that? Because how else are we going to know if this did you any good? We're making the intention to have healings for everybody. We don't have time to have every single person be a volunteer, but whenever someone is volunteer, we're going to be heart connecting. And also at that time, if you want to be surrogate for somebody else, then you can choose that. Now, if you're feeling a lot of discomfort, don't be surrogate for somebody else now. Do it again when you listen to the replay. So anybody have any questions about the stick figure? It's easy, right? If it's more than kindergarten level, or fifth grade at least, I don't teach it. So, okay, so everybody got your stick figure. Connect with the stick figure, and here comes another meditation. So close your eyes, and now your heart's full of love, and imagine that there's a little magic flashlight. It's an etherical flashlight, doesn't hurt a bit, but it shines the light on discomforts. It shines the light on all kind of things. It could be even stress. We're going to do another one later for emotions, but right now we're just looking for physical discomfort. So with your eyes closed, I'm clicking on the little flashlight, and I'm starting at the top of your head, and this is inside your body, but if you're feeling the discomfort or stress outside, then it's going to shine it on that too. So looking all around your cranial cavity, you may even be able to tune in to organs such as the amygdala, which is your trigger center, the pons medulla, the corpus callosum, which helps you communicate with spirit because information passes back and forth, the pineal. You may feel some of those even under stress. So you're shining the little flashlight all around your cranial cavity, looking at the bones, looking at the muscles, and you're just noticing. You're not trying to heal it or do anything about it. Just notice any kind of stress or muscle tightness, and just mark it on your little stick figure. How strong does it feel? Scale of 1 to 10. 10 would be real horrible. You could probably hardly sit up. And take a deep breath in and out. It'll be so easy for you to go in and out of this meditation because every time I say the word relax, you just relax so easily. Relax. Now we're moving down to inside the mouth, the tongue, inside the throat, looking again for stress, muscle tightness, discomfort, pain. Moving down the neck area, examining the thyroid, moving on down to the left shoulder first, looking at the left shoulder, muscles, bones, any tightness, going all the way down the left arm, the left hand, fingers. And now the little flashlight zips back up the body, across the chest, and is looking at the right shoulder. Any kind of tightness, looking at the bones, looking at the ligaments. I can feel one of your energies saying, I'm trying to tell you something. Just mark it down as it goes down your right arm, right wrist, right hand, right fingers, and let it be easy. And now come out just barely, look at your stick figure, and mark down any little places that felt something and how intent. You may have 3 or 4 places. This is a very revealing exercise. And the intensity. And take a deep breath in and out. And it's time to go back in. Relax. Relax even deeper and let this be so easily as now the little flashlight starts on your back muscles, the spine, the bones in your back and spine, and it just slowly meanders from the top of your neck, scanning back and forth slowly, all the way down to the small of your back, and even into scanning back and forth into both sides of your hip, looking for discomfort or pain, stretched muscles. And then come out just barely and mark those places on your stick figure. And then put the intensity. And let's go back in. Relax. Relax even deeper. Let it be so easy for you to relax when you hear those words. Your body desires to respond. And now the little flashlight is going back and forth across your chest from the inside out. It's looking at your bones, your muscles. It's looking at your heart, your lungs, your stomach, the esophagus, lower stomach, and it's going all the way down to the sexual organs, looking for any kind of discomfort or pain. I know there's a lot of grief in some of you that's being held. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. emotions can certainly cause actual pain and disease. But right now, we're just looking for physical things. The body's trying to talk to us through the physical signals. And now, come out and go ahead and mark down on your stick figure where you felt the sensations. We covered a lot of territory in that inner torso. And now we just need to do the legs and the ankles and the feet. So the little flashlight is starting first on the inside of the left legs up at the top, and moving down, it's scanning back and forth, looking at your bones, the muscles, the tissues, all the way down, looking for any kind of discomfort, pain, tension, all the way down to your ankles, and then your feet, and even your toes. And let this be easy. And now we're going to do the other leg. So starting at the top of your opposite leg, sometimes I get my right and left mixed up. So the other one that you didn't do yet. And just start scanning right and left, all the way down, beginning at your very uppermost thigh, looking at the bones. I'm seeing a little hairline fracture in somebody's upper thigh bone. Okay, and then down to the knees, kneecaps, all the way down, the calves, looking for pain, discomfort, bones, stretched muscles, all the way down to the ankles, the feet, and the toes. And take a deep breath in and out. And now get your stick figure and mark on there what you felt, both sides, and what the intensity was. Okay, now let's move into the next phase of the preparatory exercise, and that is a little lesson about pardon versus forgiveness. So people who've been in my last class know about this, but a lot of you here have not, so I'm going to tell you about it. Oh, it's been a couple months ago that I overindulged at night, and I know better than to eat a heavy meal at night. So I guess I was really hungry. I had a heavier meal than I'm accustomed to. A big piece of chocolate cake. What am I thinking? And I washed it down with 2 glasses, not just one, 2 glasses of wonderful Malbec wine. Okay. So I was in a food coma, so I went to sleep easy. But about 3 o'clock, I woke up with gastrointestinal distress. Worse than that, I felt so guilty. Like, you know how your inner critic tells you deserves to be in distress because You know you shouldn't eat heavy. You know better than to have that cake and 2 glasses of wine. What were you thinking? Anyway, so my inner critic's going, and I'm like, oh God, help me, help me. And this voice of spirit, which I think Tesla had something to do with it, because this is when the frequency thing started, said, because I was saying, I need to forgive myself, but forgiveness is so hard to do. There's all this crap that comes. I don't want to forgive myself. I don't deserve it. Anyway, Spirit said, just vibrate pardon energy. Pardon is easy. If you bump into somebody, you say, oh, pardon me, right? That's easy. So I'm all sleepy and I just did it. Now, how do you intentionally vibrate an energy? It's that simple. You say, I intend to vibrate pardon energy, the frequency of pardon, straight into the emotion, not trying to forgive myself, just into the emotion of guilt. I vibrated pardon energy on purpose. Boom, totally gone. Like, wow, that's a miracle. And I still had the gastro distress. So Spirit says, well, vibrate to your body because it couldn't handle that. So I did. I never got around to forgiving anything. Pardon is this forgiveness light, but it's forgiveness that you can do. And Spirit kept me up for like 2 hours talking about it. And like, imagine you're the governor and this prisoner is coming up and you have the option to either pardon him or condemn him to death or more years in prison. So the governor is not in emotional agony. Oh, you mean I have to forgive him, but you don't know what he did. He hurt. Nah. You never can forgive when it's so horrifying. But the governor is dispassionate and he goes, let's see, is it more beneficial to let him out because he's rehabilitated or whatever? Or is it more beneficial to keep him in there? Okay, I'll sign the pardon. So I have been using this revelation, and you might think it sounds so simple, and I advise you to just try it. Because isn't it true that when we think about forgiving somebody that did something awful to us, that it is so difficult to do? Now, once you pardon, not really pardon them. See, here's the key. You're pardoning the emotions that you're having about that thing. Then it's like they're of no consequence almost. Now, to prove how effective this was, I've already said I'm the time police. I'm never late unless something outside of my control makes me late, like my husband. Anyway, he's learning. So because I had been up getting all this information, I overslept, which I never oversleep, hardly ever. And I was late for an appointment, which just had me feeling so much anxiety normally. But I just said, oh, why don't I just pardon that feeling I'm having about being late and this knowledge, I'll fix it. Oh, I can fix that. It's nothing that's life or death. I can fix it. So I had a hair appointment. I called the guy up, which was an hour and a half away, because the new lady I had burnt the crap out of my hair. Anyway, he's like, you're not on your way, are you? I'm like, no, I'm calling to tell you I'm late. He says, thank goodness I overbooked and there's somebody else sitting in my chair that's going to be here for 3 hours. So we got to reschedule. So it all worked out. So I want you to experience the power of pardon. So how am I going to do that? Well, I'm going to put you in another little exercise. By the way, hi, Jen. I see you just joined. Welcome. What you need to do, and everybody, You drew a little stick figure a while ago, right? I want you to draw a new one. And where is my new stick figure? The only difference is you're going to draw it. Can you see that? With the auric field, whatever it represents to you, because we're going to be looking for something else now in the auric field. All right. So anybody have any questions about that? Don't use the same stick figure, because that one's for physical. This is for emotional. And you might be wondering, why are you doing all these big, long exercises? Because I want to get you more ready when I start doing the healing exercise. I want you to have the most benefit possible. All right. So when we do this exercise next, we're going to do it with the intention of looking for places in your body, in your auric field, in your mind, that could be holding on to emotions that are holding you back, not just in physical healing, but maybe you are finding it hard to move forward on your spiritual path. Maybe you're in a big financial mess. Maybe all your relationships are crappy. Maybe this has been coming up a lot. I'm so distressed that so many people have a mother that's kind of mean, or was. Anyway, here's what we're looking for. We're looking for, places in the body that are feeling emotions, pain points that could be connected to the discomfort you're having, or the financial trouble you're having, or the relationship trouble you're having, or anything going on in your life. I guarantee you, I know, like physical pain, you might not have had an emotion that caused it, but I guarantee you, you're going to have some emotions when you have it. So you're looking for things, and I'll be repeating these, but resentment is huge at keeping you stuck or in physical distress. Hatred, I hope nobody on here has hatred, but it could be. And there's no judgment here, there's only pardon, okay? Jealousy, abandonment feelings, depression, blame is huge. Blame. And any emotion that causes you,
Yep, thank you.
I need you to mute yourself.
That's not.
Let me see how I can do it. I still hear you. I need you to, yeah, I think you got it. There you go. Good. Good. It's, you know, the reason I ask everybody to be on mute, because if you ruffle your papers or anything, it sounds like, you know, a huge noise. All right. So Miriam, we just drew a little stick figure with the auric field around it, and we're going to be looking for emotions. See, because they can be in your auric field. They could actually be caused by parasitic entities. This class isn't about that. I know it, sweetie. I'm not blaming you. See there, I got to release blame too. We all got to do it. All right. So you've got your little stick figure, and this time the magic flashlight has a personality, and that personality is compassion. It's not looking for these things with any kind of judgment. It's only being compassionate as it looks at these feelings that you have. And some of these feelings are very painful. So Everybody just close your eyes and relax. And relax. And as you relax, you just let all the tension go out of your physical body. And this compassionate light that's scanning not only your body, but your auric field is doing so with utmost compassion, absolutely no judgment. And the little compassionate light starts looking around your head. It's looking for pain points. It's looking for resentment thoughts. You know, a lot of stuff is in our head. It also lodges in our body. Looking for any resentments, any hatred thoughts. And this cannot be just about people, it can be about situations. There's a lot of political hatred, and even light workers think that's okay, but it's hurting you. This compassionate light only seeks to reveal to you what is hurting you for the purpose that you can extend pardon to that. Looking for any jealousies, feelings of abandonment, depression, blame, looking all throughout your head. And since this may be the place where most of those kind of thoughts or emotions are lodged, also out in the auric field around your head, sometimes there's little entities or particles, whatever you want to call them, that get stuck in your energy field and they egg it on, so to speak. So when you find them, go ahead and make a little dot on your stick figure and then to the side write what it was and how strong does it feel. When you let yourself relax and you know this is only compassionate, I'm not going to ask even one person to share this. This is just for you and the compassionate light, and giving you the chance to release that through the energy frequency of pardon. Okay, now we're going to bring the compassionate light all throughout the neck area. Someone has a growth in their throat that is growing larger, and simply shining the compassionate light on some of these things will start to help them to dissolve. Looking all around the neck area for any lodged emotions, blame, resentments, hatreds, abandonment. And now moving down your left shoulder and your left arm and hands, letting the compassionate light scan for any part of your tissues that are holding on to pains, resentments, hatreds, blame, abandonment. And then moving down the other shoulder, arm, hands. Compassionate light looking for any points holding on to resentment, hatred, jealousy, envy, depression even, because it does lodge in your physical body. That's why EFT is so helpful. And go ahead and look at your stick figure. Also in the auric field around these extremities, look at your stick figure and mark down anything you felt that could be lodged there. Could be a lot, could be very little, could be nothing. Nobody needs to share. This is compassion, compassion for yourself, and compassion for you for going through all those things that caused you to have those emotions. Okay, now we're going through the upper torso with the compassionate light. I'm going to start in the chest. As you slowly scan the chest area with the compassionate light, looking for where in your chest area, your heart, your lungs, that could be harboring resentment, hatred, jealousy, abandonment, blame, even just feeling so stuck. This is a compassionate light. It's not a judgmental light at all. And now we're going to just pay attention to about where it was. We're going to scan the back area, looking for any parts of your body that could be holding on to those painful emotions. You know, jealousy is one of the most painful emotions, guilt, all those kind of things. Scanning all the back, all the way down to the hips. And now bring yourself slightly out, and also in the auric field around all these areas, make a little mark on your stick figure or marks wherever you felt any of those emotions. And the intensity that you feel them. Okay, now we're going to quickly scan down the legs. Let's do both legs at a time. We're going to scan that flashlight backwards and forward, all the way down the legs, past the knees, shins, ankles, feet, toes, and now the back of the legs and the hips, looking for all the way up to the back, and then down to the middle of the back, lower back, hips, looking for places that are holding on to resentment, blame, grief. And now, before we mark those down, we're going to put the compassionate flashlight inside the body at the sexual organs. I know from working with people that these organs hold on to grief, pain. I mean, whether you have all your organs, for us ladies, we don't all have everything. Sometimes they get so diseased, they have to be removed, but they're still energetically there. So look at your genitalia for abuse feelings of resentments, hatreds, jealousies, any of those things that your genitalia are holding on to with this compassionate light. There's no judgment about anything. It's simply, let me see. Because so many times we don't want to see. We don't want to see. And now, as you come out, go ahead and mark on your little stick figure where you felt whatever emotions that you felt. And I know some of you might just feel overwhelmed. There were so many. And let that be okay. It's a compassionate light. It's not a let's fix it light. It's just compassion for whatever you've been through. It doesn't matter if that, that horrible little fault that whispers, that little voice that whispers, it was your fault. I know when I was raped, that little voice whispered, well, it's your fault. If you would have, just on and on and on. Or if you would have done this differently or that differently. We're not talking about that. We're having compassion for the pain that we feel. And go ahead and mark it on your stick figure. And now we're going to introduce the energy of pardon, not to the people who did whatever they did. That's a choice you can make later. To the emotions that you're feeling in your body, to the emotions of blame, the emotions of hatred, the emotions of jealousy. We're just going to vibrate like we're the governor, okay? I'm the governor. I'm giving you permission to have a whole book of pardons, like a policeman has a ticket book. You have a pardon book. So imagine that you're looking at your stick figure, you're starting at the top, and you're saying, I vibrate pardon to that hatred, that blame, that resentment, whatever it was. Start at the head and just intentionally, you don't have to be all holy or nothing at all. You're a sovereign being of divine origin. Choose. Yeah, I vibrate pardon to that emotion that's been giving me hell, that's been keeping me stuck. Just vibrate the pardon. Doesn't need to be hard. You just simply say, I intend to vibrate the energy of pardon, the frequency of pardon. It's a frequency. And then just go down your body, looking at your stick figure. You, right there, that abandonment feeling. I'm vibrating pardon to the feeling, not to the person who caused it. That's a choice if you want to do, and a little bit, but to the feeling. Vibrating the fact, pardon to the fact that you can't let it go. Vibrating pardon to the fact that you feel you have to forgive them. Pardon is forgiveness light, and it's opening the door to let something be so much easier. I like easy. Just go all down your body, front and back, sending pardon one at a time. And if you want to, it's up to you. You can extend pardon to anybody you feel like you're the governor writing them a pardon, like, yeah, they don't really deserve it, but maybe I could just get this more completely out of my energy field if I wrote them a pardon. It's up to you. The main thing is to vibrate that frequency of pardon straight into that feeling. You're like, oh, it can't be that easy. Yes. Yes, it can. Now, we're doing a lot today. So it could be that you get a lot of relief today, and then it'll just continue. Every time a thought comes up, you have the power to say, I'm vibrating more powerful frequency of pardon to that energy, to that emotion. Okay, everybody just take a deep breath in and out. Ah, yes. And one more thing. Vibrate some pardon straight to yourself because you haven't been able to let this go. Oh, well, I pardon myself for that. And, I still don't really want to let it go. Oh, pardon that. You can just pardon everything. Okay. So now we're going to talk about and do the exercise with the Atlantis crystal. And then we're going to start taking, I have already volunteers for the healing. So again, I know this is a lot of meditations in a row, but meditations are just a comfortable way to connect. You don't have to do anything except relax and listen to the sound of my voice. So everybody, if you have water, take a drink first. Okay. So remember how we filled our hearts so full of love in that connecting heaven and earth exercise? Well, now we're going to fill it full of love and imagine that we're all in a circle all over the world. There's people here from Germany and England and Spain, and I don't even know where all else, or will be listening on the replay. So as you imagine that we're all in a circle, and imagine that we're have our arms over each other's shoulder like kumbaya, my Lord, kumbaya. And we're just feeling this loving feeling going from one heart to another heart to another heart. And imagine in the middle of this circle, there's this wonderful high priest from Atlantis, Ptolemy. He is tall. He has kind of white hair. It's about down to here. His eyes are piercing. He's a powerful man and yet so full of compassion and love. And he is standing next to this huge, it's bigger than he is, main crystal. And the crystal, when you look at it, it's just flashing back brilliance of like a kaleidoscope of energy, like the aurora borealis. You can tell this is a living, sentient being. And now I'm going to count to 3, and we're all going to send a stream of love on purpose, the greatest treasure in all of the universe, to this crystal. And this crystal is going to breathe in that love, and it's going to become more alive and more powerful. And then it's going to explode that love right back to you, filled with powerful healing energies. So focus on your heart. Let the love be even stronger. Be grateful that you are here and that you're having this experience. And thanking wonderful Ptolemy. And now we see that crystal is just anticipating this influx of love. 1, 2, 3. Shoot that love out to this crystal. And the crystal becomes even more alive. It shoots up a stream of light to the heavenlies, calling in even more helping spirits of light. For as the chaos in the world increases, so increases the beings of light ready for service. And now the crystal begins to spin in a clockwise direction. And it spins faster and faster and faster and faster. And it's giving off a kaleidoscope of colorful light beams. And they're coming straight back to your heart. And not only your heart, they're illuminating everything around you, everything in your vicinity for your blessing, not only yourself, you're blessing all of humanity. For this crystal has been waiting for this kind of activation for ages and ages. And now everybody has a little piece of that Atlantis crystal in their being, in your auric field. And the more you think about it, the stronger it grows. And if you have a crystal at home, whenever you hold it, you will feel the communication of that crystal with this crystal. There is no telling what good things are coming down the pipe for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. So it is. Okay, now we're going to have our first volunteer. And I said it'd be an hour and a half. I'm not sure if we're going to get to do more than a couple. But we're setting the intent as we work. We're going to work with Katie first. And we're setting the intent that everyone, we all are heart connected, right? Everyone is receiving some kind of healing, the healing you need most. Sometimes the healing we think we need most is not what spirit knows we need most. So you can unmute yourself, Katie.
There you go. Hi.
Hi, Katie. So I'm not going to tell your history, but I can tell you that of all the people I've ever known in my human existence, no one has been through what Katie has been through from a very young child. Abuses that are so unspeakable, they're unspeakable. So we won't talk about it. Katie has come through, what a champion, just keeping on, letting go, letting go. However, I'm going to see if I got this right. You recently had cancer, stage 4, right?
Right.
And they took most of your female organs out.
Took all of my female organs out and some lymph nodes. But
Okay.
but they think there's more left in than lymph nodes.
Okay. So, yeah, it's really important for us to address that because you know the lymph nodes go everywhere.
Right.
And they're the somebody once said they're like the garbage disposal system of the body. When the lymph is not flowing, congestion occurs and more chance of disease is there. So we have our choice of, let's see, we got the cave, which I'm going to take you there because everything's better in the cave. All right. Cave makes any healing better. And we have Azuran, who is the 10th dimensional healer. We have the pyramids, which I love, the little tiny pyramids of light that enter your body and they do all kind of wonderful things. And Tesla is just kind of holding space for us on the frequencies. when I have the live seminar, I'm going to teach people how to channel the wisdom of Tesla, but this is not that class. Katie, I'm just going to begin with you, heart connecting with you. Everybody's heart connecting with Katie, right? And I'll let it go. If I need to take you to another dimension, that's where Azeron comes in. It helps. Uh, if we need to do all of those things, we could do the cave, the Azeron, the pyramids. We don't know until I close my eyes and start to channel. I don't know. Now, you already told me you're willing to let the story of all this stuff go.
Yes, yes.
You probably did the pardon to a bunch of emotions I bet you didn't even know you had.
Yes.
So
I've been doing that for a while now.
I want to hear from a lot of people after by email about how you felt about that pardon thing, what came up for you. I won't ask anybody to share in class. Okay, so Katie, just all you have to do is relax and receive, and everybody else is receiving too. Know that, yes, I'm intending this for Katie, but I'm also intending it for everybody. So you allow yourself to go on the journey with us. What's your issue is probably not at all what Katie's issue is. However, it's a healing frequency. That's the power of these frequencies. It's the healing frequencies we're immersing ourselves in. So close your eyes. Let's everyone go on this journey with Katie. And Katie, I'm seeing a vision of you. And I didn't intend to start like this, but I have to do what Spirit says. I'm seeing a vision of you way in a past life. And this past life is affecting this life. And there's like a stone slab. You're out in not really a wooded area, it's near the ocean. And I want you to take the observant position, Katie. I don't want you to be in that body. You're observing this because your hands are tied. You're tied spread eagle. And it's a bunch of men. They look like Norsemen with the horn, the headdress. And they're throwing filth on you. And you're just beautiful and you're so innocent. And you actually leave your body because you can't take it. So now you're in the observant position, watching yourself leave your body, so you can't feel any of this. And they're throwing filth on you because you were some neighboring tribe, or they're invading and they're ignorant and they're showing their disrespect in the most profound way to that group of people, throwing like feces and slop for the hogs and those kind of things on you was the greatest punishment they could think of to humiliate you. And so you're just in the observant position, but these emotions that happened to you then have followed you into not just this lifetime, but other lifetimes. And so we're swooping in and we're putting a barrier around all of those people and just pushing them back, this barrier of light, and they can't even see you anymore. And you're still not in your body. You're still observant position, watching yourself be not in your body. And 3 beautiful angels of light and Mary Magdalene come and untie you. And they walk you down to the body of water. And they have sweet smelling soaps and oils. They take you into the water and they begin to bathe you, bathing your hair with the sweet smelling soap, bathing your face, your neck, your arms, your hands, bathing your outer body. And now you get back in your body, but you're still feeling the humiliation. Humiliation being a big word that's followed you throughout many lifetimes. And they hold this golden goblet to your lips, and you begin to drink this elixir. And this elixir courses throughout your body and begins to heal those emotions, those turmoiled feelings. And it goes into your heart and it gets pumped out through all your blood vessels, the corpuscles, everything. And you're feeling clean and you start to shine and you start to shine and you're shining and shining and shining and shining. And now you come like a ministering spirit to your body now. And the ministering spirit picks you up and takes you up the mountain path to this cave that's a stargate. And inside there's a healing serenity spa where there's another, it's a pool of water, and this water is so effervescent. It's like you're in a body of bubbles of joy because, beloved, you have not had much joy in your lifetime. It's been something very hard for you to find. And all those memories are just pardoned, gone away, cleansed, no more. And yet you still have the physical aspects in this lifetime you've had to deal with. And as you're just floating in this serenity pool and little dolphins start swimming all around you, beautiful fairy creatures are around the pool, angels are singing, and the little Egyptian pyramids are ready to go to work on your lymph nodes and lymph system. So these are tiny little sentient beings. They can only go in through your knees because they're so powerful. I'm placing my hands on your knees etherically, and these little pyramids are held in my heart, full of love for you, and they tumble down to my arms, into my hands, and boom, into your knees. And they first go down. You know, you have lymph nodes behind your knees, behind your kneecaps, and they go all around in your knees, whirling and twirling and clearing, and they're expanding because it feels like the lymph doesn't really have any tracks. It doesn't have vessels like blood vessels, but it has like pathways. And there's been so much grief in your life. The grief has caused these little pathways to close up or to become very tight, and that's how they got so congested in the first place. So pardoning that energy of grief and just going throughout your lower legs, expanding any kind of pathways that house the lymphatic fluid and any nodes, it's just zapping them with this anti-cancer, anti-disease solution. And now it's moving up your legs into the groin. You know, you have a lot of lymphatic stuff going on in the groin, and it's just going throughout there again, expanding and zapping any lymph nodes that are not healthy with this they're telling me they're putting it in every lymph node. It doesn't matter what. It's like a preventive medicine. They're going all up your body, looking for the lymph passageways. You know, there's huge amounts like in the underarm area. They're going there and expanding, and they're putting in some pain relief elixir too, because it's been causing you some discomfort. And they're going up into your neck area. There's a lot of lymph stuff going on there, and they're just moving throughout all your body. And now they're moving with another purpose up into your brain to work on your amygdala. Because sometimes they're telling me you still get little triggers of old stuff, and it seems to take you when you're not expecting it, because usually you're ready for it. And they start exuding this elixir of compassionate healing into your amygdala. Ah, it feels so good. Feels like you could just cry tears of release as these triggers are just eliminated, dissolved. Now, the little clear-mids can never stay in anybody's body, but they leave their healing residue. And anytime you think about them, it reactivates that healing residue. And now they tumble down your body, down your body, down your body, checking everything. And they're like having a gold star of approval, and they're moving back to your knees and boom, into my hands, up my arms, where I dissolve them in my heart. Anchor, lock, and seal this healing for Katie on all levels, through all space and time. And so it is. Amen.
Amen.
So, how do you feel, beautiful lady?
I feel great. I feel great. I could feel some things going through my body, and my lymph nodes have been hurting, and so I did feel something going through.
Good.
So, and today's my birthday.
It
So
is
I'm healed on my birthday.
birthday. Happy birthday. Aw. Well, thank you for volunteering.
Well, thank you for
Awesome.
healing. Thank you so much.
Okay, my pleasure. And you can put yourself back on mute now. Now, Jeff, I'm looking for you. Can you unmute yourself?
Hi, Rebecca.
Are okay. Jeff, my favorite Jeff in the whole wide world. We've been knowing each other a really long time, haven't we, Jeff?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. We say one day we're going to meet in person.
One day.
Okay. So, Jeff, you've been having a lot of trouble with your heart. And it started out kind of not so bad, but then it seemed to get worse.
Right. Yeah.
To the point that now they're saying you might need a heart transplant.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And when you were doing the exercises, and I forgot to ask you this, Katie, but did you find some emotions within yourself that you could pardon?
It's always blame with me, Rebecca, especially, blaming myself for, everything that's happened.
Okay. So I hope you were able to pardon that blame.
It's a new angle that I have not thought of. I did use it, and I'll continue to use it. I like the idea though.
Yeah. Oh, it's so light. You don't mind
It,
pardoning.
it just makes it easier. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I like easy. So, and I know I said it'd be an hour and a half, but we have to go over because I have to do you. Okay. So,
Okay.
so just close your eyes and I'll see what spirit tells me to do with you with these techniques. So, as you close your eyes and you can just relax, you know, you trust me, you know, I love you, you know, I love you. And as I'm tuning into your spirit and asking, what can I do to facilitate this healing of this beloved man? And I'm being told to do several things. One is come to you in my light body and take you out of your light body. And we're going up the mountain to this sacred cave. And your light is a feather. You can leave your body there. Angels are watching over it. You're in your healthy light body, by the way. And we're moving up the mountain and into this sacred cave. And in this sacred cave, we're going to meet the 10th dimensional healer who is called Azeron. He's an Arcturian. Now, he can't come into this dimension, but he can come through the Stargate portal in this sacred cave. And so, Azeron doesn't have arms and legs. He is rotating spheres of light. But he's telling me that we need to take you to the 6th dimension. Now, the 6th dimension is where magic happens. You could sure use some magic in your life. And it's also where the unicorns had to go when the men were killing them for their horn. And it's a very magical realm. And Azeron says, you love to listen to those magical mantras and you can just relax. And so Azeron and I ascend with you in your light body to the 6th dimension. We go from the 3rd to the 4th. Everybody come with us now to the 5th and into the 6th. And when we enter the 6th, it's like there's rainbows, there's unicorns, the grass is green like emerald diamonds sparkling in the sun. And Azeron is actually really a physician and he has a laboratory already made there for you. And this laboratory, Jeff, is made out of emeralds. Like the exam table is like a slab of emerald. The everything around is like this healing emerald green. And so we bring you into this laboratory, and then Azeron merges with my energy because he's rotating spheres of light and he needs to use my hands. And what he's telling me he wants to do is do an etheric heart transplant. That means you're in your light body, so we're not taking out your real heart, but you're etheric to replace it with an etheric emerald green healing heart. But he wants to know if that's okay with you.
That's okay, Rebecca.
Okay, so you're lying on this table of emeralds that's a slab and it conforms to your body, Jeff. So you feel like you're lying on air, except that you can feel this vibration, this frequency of healing coming from the very table. And it's vibrating the frequency of healing all throughout your body, especially it's like down at your ankles. It's like there's some fluid accumulating places in your body, And it's just vibrating very slowly to gently acclimate your body to receiving more healing. And the vibrations, and everybody, allow yourself to experience this, are just vibrating this frequency of healing throughout all your body. Places you didn't even know needed healing are feeling those vibrations, even especially in the colon areas. Lots of vibrations going on here, remembering that everything is done gently with no healing crisis of any kind. And then Azeron opens your shirt, looking at your chest, and he can actually see your heart beating, and it's having a little struggle sometimes, Jeff. And it feels like there's this pressure around it that doesn't let it beat the way it should, like pressure all around it. And the more emotions you're able to just release and have pardon for, the less this pressure will be. But for now, he wants to really give you some relief. So he's actually inserting this etherical instrument that is like a little vacuum to take out some of this pressure, too much pressure all around your heart. And ooh, that feels better. It's like your chest feels better already. But he has this etheric heart. He's telling me he doesn't really need to take out your heart, that he's going to place this etheric healing heart over your heart, and it's going to act like more than a pacemaker, more than a defibrillator. It's going to be this, like this glove of healing, this elixir of this light. And so he just opens your chest etherically and takes this beautiful, oh wow, it's so beautiful, it's glowing, it's, oh, it's everything you've ever wanted, Jeff. It's more than just a heart, it's love, it's compassion, it's forgiveness of yourself. It's everything you've ever wanted. And he places that gently in your heart. And your heart goes like, and then it starts to beat in a normal rhythm. And with every beat, Jeff, more love is exuded outward throughout your whole body, throughout your whole being. And it begins a healing process, keeping that pressure released, releasing excess fluids. This healing heart, Jeff, is telling, the blood goes throughout all your body, communicating with all your cells, and it's giving them instructions of compassionate healing for you. And now I'm going to unmerge from Azeron and help you sit up. You probably need to go sleep after this. Katie, you too. And we are moving from the laboratory, taking a look around the sixth dimension again. And then I'm holding you close in a hug, and we're slowly drifting down to the fifth, to the fourth, and into your third dimensional body. Anchor, lock, and seal this healing through all space and time without a healing crisis of any kind. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Okay. Amen. When you feel ready, open your eyes and tell me how you're feeling.
feeling a little emotional, Rebecca. It was very intense, and I saw a lot of green light, and I did see like this orb in a clockwise. I think that was him. Yeah, and you know, I was actually glad that he didn't take it out. So, yeah. So I don't know. I'll keep you posted. That was really pretty intense.
Okay.
And I wanted to say all the best to Katie as well.
Okay. And all of us, we're all, you've got
And everyone. That's right. And everyone.
many people for both of you and for yourselves too, and anybody you felt surrogate to. So now I just need to recheck with you on everybody's level of discomfort. Then you're going to email me how you're feeling. So you got your stick figure that had all the aches and pains, right? And we're going to do a more quickie flashlight exercise. So, because sometimes just being in the group energy is healing when everybody's here for the same reason. So, close your eyes, and I'm going to start the little magic flashlight. It's magic and compassionate and all that stuff. And it's sweeping your head, and it's looking for, how those feelings were, how those pains were. It's going down your neck. It's going down one arm and shoulder. It's going down the other arm and shoulder more quickly this time. It's going through the chest area, looking, finding it harder and harder to find. It's going across your back area, all the way down your back, your hips, into your genitalia, looking for those stresses, pains, emotions, everything, then going down your right leg, all the way around it, kneecaps, all the way down to the bottom of your feet, and then your left leg, starting at the upper thigh, all the way down, looking for any kind of pains or leftover emotions or whatever. And now I snap the little flashlight off, and I want you to look at your stick figure and just see if things seem to be a lot lighter, if the intensity of whatever you felt is there, is less. I'll give you a minute. You don't have to share with me.
I feel clear. I don't feel, I had numbers down, but I don't have any of that at zero now. So I'm clear.
Hey, you're still coming to the seminar though.
Yes.
A bit more. Okay, if anybody wants to share, you're welcome to. You just need to unmute yourself and talk. Anyway, I do want to hear from you by email. Now, I'm going to ask you to give me 5 more minutes to tell you a little bit about the seminar I'm having in June, because I'm going to be teaching you how to do these techniques and how to channel Nikola Tesla. Now, I'm teaching several, and you're not gonna probably be so into every single one, but there's gonna be 1 or 2 that you're gonna say, yes, I can use this so much in my healing practice. And you're gonna have written instructions so you don't have to freak out like, I'm not gonna remember nothing. If you've been to any of my classes where I had a manual, I make it conversational style so you can just read it. So whether you're interested in learning how to do the healing in the cave, connecting with the star friends, using the little pyramids, working with Azeron, or just learning to channel Nikola Tesla and get his advice on frequencies. He would like me to have a school just for him to help people download some of these technological things, which I may do later. So you can come live or you can come on Zoom. Now, to come live, it's near Houston. So that's a hub for everywhere. Almost every place flies straight into Houston. It's at a beautiful hotel that overlooks the bay. You can see the boats coming and going. And it's only 2 days. It's really a low price for what you get. The deadline for the early bird discount is tomorrow. And the Zoom is a really good price. If you want to read more about it, you can just go to theteslamethod.com. That's real easy. And now, if you think you want to come live, but you've got to check on flights and check on getting off work, it's a Saturday and a Sunday, so you wouldn't have to take a lot of time off. But you can't know that until, a couple days. Just email me and I will hold that early bird price for you. Now, here's something I was talking to Spirit. I'm like, well, how can I help people decide? There's really no urgency if you're coming on Zoom. And Spirit says, tell them you're going to do for them what I've done for you. I'm like, well, what? So I'm going to give you, now this is if you register by Sunday. Sunday's my husband's birthday, and I think you'll have enough time to think about it. If you're already registered, you're going to get this too. Don't worry, Katie, you won't be left out. And Lee, and there's several people here who are registered. You're going to get a technique to, here, I wrote it down. I'm going to help you discover your inner wealth master. Now, I'm not just talking about money. Some people have lots of money. I'm talking about the wealth of your spiritual life, your physical life, or your financial, and exactly what to do to take your next step forward. And I'm going to assign you a wealth badass cattle prod coach in the etheric realm. And this is crazy, but you'll love it. I'm going to create 21 days of cattle prod coaching. Can you believe cattle prod coaching was available? I just went and bought cattle prod coaching because sometimes we need something a little stronger than a gentle whisper. Sometimes we need somebody to see our magnificence and actually prod us a little bit towards it. I just hired a coach to do that to me, only it costs thousands of dollars. But anyway, because we forget our magnificence, don't we? I sure do. Anyway, you're going to get that. It'll be coming down the pipe by Wednesday. And that's only if you register by Sunday, my husband's birthday. And if you have any questions about the course, I'm going to give you my phone number and I'll send it in an email too. If you want to write it down, it's 956-457-5568. Text me or WhatsApp me. It's the same number, 956-457-5568 if you have any questions about it. And I know the one thing everybody could be thinking is, well, how are you going to teach me any of these? How are you going to enhance my healing skills or make me a healer? And I know a secret. I know the secret of teaching you these techniques. You think I'm going to tell you now? No. However, I'm going to tell it to you right off, and you're going to be able to do this. Now, one technique or another is going to just really resonate with you, but you're going to have a chance to learn several. And is just going to be glorious. And you get the cow prod coaching. So, would you come live? Oh, and I want you to email me, even if you don't want my course, and say, oh, you know what I need prodding about the most? Here's what I find light workers do. Sometimes they want more money, they want more this, they want more that, but they never know how to take any action. So they stay in the place of wanting, which creates what? More wanting. So it's very good if somebody looking from the outside can come along and help prod you on a little bit. So I love being with you. Thank you, Katie and Jeff. I thought I'd have time for more volunteers. However, time just flies when you're having so much fun, right? Thank you all for hanging in there with me. I love you. You'll have the replay within 24 hours. God bless you. I want to hear from you how your stick figures were. What part of this class did you like the most? And what part you think, ooh, that's just weird. Anyway, I love weird stuff. I love the divine and I love you. God bless you all.